Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today. We're diving into the fascinating world of the United States State Quarters Program, a series that became one of the most popular coin collections in American history. And among the 50 unique quarters, one particular coin has captured the attention of collectors around the world, the Connecticut State Quarter from 1999. This quarter might look ordinary at first glance, but trust me, it hides secrets that could make it one of the most valuable coins you'll ever see. The Connecticut State Quarter was the fifth coin released in the ambitious 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999 and ran for 10 years. Each design celebrated the rich history and culture of a different state. For Connecticut, the design chosen was none other than the legendary charter oak tree. This mighty oak is not just a tree, it's a symbol of American independence and resilience. According to history, in 1687, Connecticut's colonial charter was said to be hidden in this very tree to keep it safe from British authorities. So when you hold a Connecticut quarter in your hand, you're not just looking at a piece of currency. You're holding a slice of American heritage. The design itself is truly breathtaking. On the reverse side, the quarter displays the spreading branches of the charter oak in intricate detail. Its sprawling limbs cover almost the entire coin, giving it a majestic presence unlike any other state quarter. On the obverse, you'll find the classic portrait of George Washington, a familiar face that ties this coin back to the nation's founding spirit. Together, these designs make the Connecticut quarter a favorite not only for its history, but also for its striking beauty. Now, here's where things get exciting. Most Connecticut quarters are worth only face value, 25 cents. But certain rare varieties and minting errors can transform this simple coin into a small fortune. You see, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of these quarters in 1999, but not all were struck perfectly. Some coins came out with doubling in the design, misaligned strikes, or even off-center details. Others were struck on the wrong type of metal planchet altogether. These minting mistakes make the coins incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay thousands for them. But condition is just as important as rarity. A Connecticut quarter pulled from circulation will usually show scratches, dings, and general wear from years of use. On the other hand, a coin preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded at the highest levels by professional grading services, can fetch astonishing prices. Collectors are always hunting for that perfect example, and the Connecticut quarter offers some of the most valuable finds in the entire State Quarters series. Think about it this way. While millions of these coins were made, the chances of finding one with a major minting error or in flawless condition are incredibly slim. That scarcity is what drives the value sky high. And for passionate collectors, it's the thrill of discovering these hidden treasures that keeps the chase alive. So now for the moment you've been waiting for. How much could the rarest 1999 Connecticut State quarter be worth today? Well, if you happen to own one in spectacular condition with a unique and dramatic minting error, the value can reach as high as $80,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $80,000 for a single quarter. Imagine holding 25 cents in your hand that could actually pay for a new car, a year of college tuition, or even a down payment on a house. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. So, check your coin jars, your drawers, and any old pocket change you might have lying around. Who knows? That shiny Connecticut quarter you've overlooked for years might just turn out to be the rare and valuable treasure every collector dreams about. Top 2, we're taking a close look at one of the early treasures from the legendary 50 State Quarters program, the Massachusetts State Quarter from the year 2000. At first glance, it might look like just another coin in your change, but appearances can be deceiving. This simple piece of 25-cent currency could actually be a hidden treasure worth far more than most people would ever imagine. The Massachusetts quarter was released as part of the second year of the State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 through 2008 and completely transformed the hobby of coin collecting in the United States. millions of Americans started pulling quarters from circulation, hoping to complete their sets. But among those millions, a very small number of Massachusetts quarters stand out as truly rare and incredibly valuable. Let's talk about the design for a moment, because it's filled with meaning. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see the iconic Minuteman statue standing boldly in front of an outline of the state of Massachusetts. The Minutemen were colonial militia during the American Revolution, ready to fight for freedom at a minute's notice. Their spirit symbolizes courage, independence, and the very birth of the nation. The inscription, "The Bay State," highlights Massachusetts' nickname, and together, this design perfectly captures the pride and history of the state. On the obverse, as always, is the familiar portrait of George Washington, linking this modern coin to America's very beginnings. Now, while hundreds of millions of these coins were minted, most ended up in pockets, purses, and cash registers, where they were spent, scratched, and worn down. The vast majority of Massachusetts quarters are only worth their face value of 25 cents. But here's where the story gets interesting. Certain rare examples and error varieties can push the value of this coin to unbelievable heights. Minting errors are what collectors dream of, and the Massachusetts quarter has several. Some were struck off-center, giving the design a dramatic and unusual appearance. Others show doubling in the details, like the inscriptions or the outline of the state, which makes them stand out immediately to a trained eye. There are even reports of quarters struck on the wrong metal planchets, meaning the coin wasn't made on the standard quarter blank at all. These errors are so scarce that when they appear on the market, bidding wars can break out among collectors. But errors alone don't tell the full story. Condition is just as important, if not more so. A Massachusetts quarter that's been handled thousands of times may only ever be worth a few cents. But one preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially if it has been professionally graded at the very top levels, can fetch enormous sums. Collectors are always chasing after that flawless piece because they know just how few exist after 2 decades of circulation. Think about it. Millions of these coins were minted, but how many survived without scratches, without dings, without even the smallest flaw? Add in a minting error on top of that perfection, and you've got a recipe for a coin that's practically priceless to the right buyer. This combination of rarity, history, and beauty makes the Massachusetts quarter one of the most exciting pieces in the entire series. So now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much could one of these rare Massachusetts state quarters from the year 2000 be worth? Well, if you happen to come across a spectacular example in top-grade condition with a remarkable minting error, the value can soar all the way up to $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. $78,000 for a single quarter. Imagine finding that in your change or tucked away in an old coin jar at home. That's the incredible thrill of coin collecting. You never know when a small, ordinary-looking piece of change could actually be a life-changing discovery. So take another look at your quarters, especially the Massachusetts design from 2000. Who knows? You might be holding a treasure worth more than you ever dreamed. Top 3, we are going to explore one of the most fascinating coins from the famous 50-state quarters series, the Ohio State Quarter from 2002. At first glance, this 25-cent coin may look ordinary, but when you dig deeper, you'll discover that it holds stories of history, pride, and in some rare cases, massive value. So stay tuned, because you'll want to hear every detail about this special quarter. The State Quarters program, launched in 1999, was one of the most ambitious and successful coin programs in U.S. history. Each state had the chance to showcase its unique history and heritage on the reverse side of the quarter. By 2002, the program was in full swing, and Ohio had its moment to shine. The Ohio Quarter became the 17th release in the series, celebrating the Buckeye State's incredible contributions to both the nation and the world. Now, let's take a closer look at the design, because it tells us exactly why this coin stands out. On the reverse, you'll find the outline of the state of Ohio, with a bold inscription that reads, "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers." This is a tribute to the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, who invented and flew the first successful powered airplane in 1903. To honor them, the coin features a vintage airplane soaring through the sky, forever linking Ohio to the dawn of aviation. Alongside it stands an astronaut, a nod to the many space explorers who also came from Ohio, including John Glenn and Neil Armstrong. Together, these images celebrate Ohio's unmatched legacy in both aviation and space travel. On the obverse, of course, is the classic portrait of George Washington. The design alone makes this quarter iconic, but what truly excites collectors is rarity. While hundreds of millions of Ohio quarters were minted for circulation, the real treasures are those that were struck with unique errors or have been preserved in extraordinary condition. Some coins show doubling in the lettering or images, creating a fascinating and valuable misprint. Others were struck off-center, giving the design a dramatic and eye-catching flaw. Even rarer are coins accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, which can make them completely unique pieces. These errors are highly sought after by collectors because they transform an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind rarity. But condition matters just as much as errors. The majority of Ohio quarters have been passed around in pockets, purses, and cash registers for over 2 decades, leaving behind scratches and wear. A coin in average circulated condition won't be worth more than its face value. However, an Ohio quarter kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded at the very highest levels by professional grading services, can command jaw-dropping prices. Think of it this way. The Ohio State quarter might be common in circulation, but the chance of finding one with a perfect strike, flawless surfaces, and perhaps even a rare minting error is incredibly small. That's what makes these special coins so desirable. Collectors know that only a tiny fraction of the millions minted still meet those standards today. And now, the part you've been waiting for, the value reveal. How much could one of these rare Ohio State quarters from 2002 be worth? Well, if you happen to own one of these coins in outstanding, uncirculated condition, especially with a rare and dramatic minting error, the price can climb all the way up to $76,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $76,000 for a single quarter. Imagine holding a coin worth 25 cents that could actually buy a luxury car, cover a year of college tuition, or even serve as a down payment on a house. That's the thrilling reality of coin collecting. You never know when a simple piece of change might turn out to be a treasure worth a fortune. So, take a second look at your quarters, especially those from Ohio minted in 2002. You never know. You might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the entire state quarters program. Top 4, we're going to uncover the story of one of the most fascinating pieces from the 50 state quarters program, the New Hampshire State Quarter from the year 2000. At first glance, it may just look like another coin in your pocket change, but behind its design lies rich history, patriotic symbolism, and for a lucky few collectors, the potential for an incredible fortune. The State Quarters program, which started in 1999, was one of the most popular initiatives by the U.S. Mint. It aimed to honor each state with its own unique quarter design, and millions of Americans became casual collectors almost overnight. By the year 2000, this program was already capturing the imagination of the nation, and New Hampshire proudly took its place with a design that truly stands out. The reverse of the New Hampshire quarter is striking and memorable. It features the famous Old Man of the Mountain, a natural rock formation that for centuries was a beloved symbol of the state. Carved by nature into the shape of a man's profile, this landmark became one of New Hampshire's greatest icons until it tragically collapsed in 2003. Alongside the image are the words, "Live free or die," the state's powerful motto, which represents courage, independence, and the determination of its people. On the obverse, as always, is the portrait of George Washington, linking the new millennium back to the founding ideals of the nation. But while the design is meaningful, what excites collectors the most is rarity. You see, although hundreds of millions of New Hampshire quarters were minted in 2000, not all of them are created equal. Most of the coins entered circulation, where they quickly picked up scratches, dings, and other signs of wear. These well-used coins are still worth just 25 cents. However, the real treasures are the rare varieties, minting errors, and perfectly preserved examples that have survived against the odds. Some New Hampshire quarters are known to have dramatic minting errors, strikes that are off-center, details that appear doubled, or even coins struck on the wrong metal planchets. These unusual flaws make each error coin one of a kind, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to own them. Error coins are like hidden gems in the world of numismatics, and the New Hampshire quarter has produced some remarkable ones. Even without errors, condition is everything. A New Hampshire quarter that has been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded at the very highest levels, becomes incredibly valuable. Collectors prize coins that still look as if they just left the mint, untouched by human hands. After more than 2 decades, finding such a flawless coin is extremely rare, which is why these perfect examples can command staggering prices. Think about it. Millions of quarters were minted, but only a handful remain in mint-fresh condition, and even fewer carry unique and dramatic errors. That combination of scarcity, beauty, and historical significance is what makes the New Hampshire quarter one of the most exciting coins in the entire state quarters series. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. Just how much could one of these rare New Hampshire state quarters from the year 2000 be worth? Well, if you happen to own one in absolutely pristine, uncirculated condition, or even better, one that also features a major minting error, the value could reach an astounding $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. $73,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Imagine finding one of these quarters tucked away in a drawer or hiding in an old coin jar. That's the magic of coin collecting. An ordinary-looking piece of change could actually be worth a fortune. So, take a closer look at your quarters, especially the ones from the year 2000 with the old man of the mountain design. Who knows? You might be holding one of the most valuable treasures in American pocket change history. Top 5, we're exploring one of the most iconic coins from the United States 50 State Quarters program, the New York State Quarter released in 2001. At first, it may look like just another 25-cent piece you could find in your pocket change, but don't be fooled. Hidden among the millions that were minted are rare varieties and pristine examples that can be worth far more than face value. So much so that they can reach unbelievable sums. Stay with me until the very end, because you're going to want to hear exactly how much this coin can be worth. The New York Quarter was released as part of the 3rd year of the State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This program became one of the most successful in U.S. mint history, sparking interest in coin collecting for millions of Americans. The New York design is especially meaningful because it celebrates not only the state's history, but also its identity as a gateway to freedom and opportunity. But on the reverse side of the coin, you'll notice Lady Liberty standing tall, holding her torch high. Behind her is the outline of the state of New York, along with a cluster of small stars representing its admission as the 11th state to join the Union. The words "Gateway to Freedom" are boldly inscribed, capturing the role of New York, and especially the Statue of Liberty, as a welcoming symbol to millions of immigrants arriving from around the world. On the obverse side, of course, is the classic portrait of George Washington, a reminder of the nation's roots. Now, while hundreds of millions of New York quarters were struck, only a small fraction have become the treasures collectors chase. You see, most of these coins were used in everyday commerce, passed from hand to hand, collecting scratches, nicks, and wear along the way. These circulated coins are worth no more than their face value. But here's the exciting part. Some New York quarters contain rare minting errors or survive in absolutely pristine condition, and those are the ones that can be worth a fortune. Collectors are always on the lookout for dramatic minting errors. For the New York quarter, some examples were struck slightly off-center, giving the coin a unique and unusual look. Others show doubling in the details, especially in the inscriptions or the state outline, which makes them stand out instantly. Even more incredible are coins struck on the wrong metal planchets, which transforms them into genuine one-of-a-kind rarities. Each of these error coins carries its own story, and because they are so scarce, collectors compete fiercely to own them. But even without errors, condition makes all the difference. A New York quarter that has survived in flawless, uncirculated condition, especially one graded at the very highest levels by professional grading services, is extraordinarily rare. Imagine how many of these coins went into cash registers, vending machines, and pockets. Only a tiny fraction remained untouched, preserved in their original brilliance. And those perfect examples are the ones that command sky-high prices when they appear at auction. Think about it. Millions upon millions were minted, but only a handful have survived with both rarity and condition on their side. That's what makes this coin such an exciting one for collectors. It's not just a quarter, it's a chance to hold a piece of American history that could also be a life-changing discovery. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much could one of these rare and valuable New York State quarters from 2001 be worth today? If you're lucky enough to own a pristine, uncirculated example with a dramatic minting error, the value can reach as high as $71,000. Yes, you heard that right. $71,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Imagine digging through your change jar and realizing that one of those quarters could pay for a car, a college education, or even a down payment on a house. That's the incredible thrill of coin collecting. Sometimes the smallest pieces can hold the biggest surprises. So the next time you come across a New York quarter, don't just pass it off as pocket change. Take a closer look. You might be holding a rare and valuable treasure that most people would overlook. If you enjoyed learning about this coin and want to discover more hidden gems in the world of numismatics, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.